It'll be 5 years next month. Something that'll never leave me, you know?
8 is 20.
It's not real, you know, until it comes to your door. You know, life just changes in the flick of a switch.
You can see the slide down. That's the heartbreaking thing about it.
To lose a child is, in my view, the hardest thing that any parent will ever have to do.
Every year, 400 families get the devastating news that their child has got a life-limiting illness. We got that news in 1998 with Cliona. These families are actually in a crisis, because we know what that crisis is.
Cliona's foundation came along and just helped us when we really needed it.
We want to be able to help them all, if they require our help, and a lot of them do.
More often than not, when I'm writing the cheques, I'm saying this cheque is not going to make any impression on this family, bearing in mind what's ahead of them. It's the non-medical day-to-day costs that they could break you. They really could.
Every family will require 10,000 euros to be able to look after their child for any given year that they're sick. Some children get diagnosed today and may pass away tomorrow. Like us, Cliona got diagnosed and didn't die until 8 years later, so that's what's going on.
We cannot give the funding to families that they need while they're looking after a sick child. We're only giving a fraction of what that family need. There's a lot more we should be able to do. There is a lot more. It's not enough.
This is the Padre Show. I am Padre Fitzgerald Beasley Irla. I am 9, and I've had 2 sicknesses. It hasn't gone that well, but some parts were pretty good.
Three kids, Julia, who's 11, Padraig, who's 9, and Jack, who's 3, nearly 2.5.
What's inside your cupcake, Rosie? Is there sprinkles? Julia, she's just annoying. She always just walks in my room and play and watches TikTok. Yeah.
What do you get when you kill the Ender Dragon?
Everyone like Joe fights with their siblings most of the time. I can't because I'll always get in trouble.
No, stop!
It's like a bit strange and like getting used to not being able to like be rough. It's fine, like after a while you just have to suck it up.
So when Padraig was 5, he was diagnosed with stage 4 neuroblastoma.
Oh yeah,
Is that the name of the word? Stage 4 neuroblastoma, yeah. And
Excuse
he
me,
had to have...
stages?
Well, they just call it that. It's only a word. Unfortunately, Padraig got sick a number of years ago, and he's been battling with that for nearly 5 years now. Who's online with you, Padraig?
What do you mean?
Who are you talking to?
Katie and Julia.
He was perfect. Jumping, skipping, laughing, playing football. He was in school on Friday. I noticed something funny with his eye. I thought it looked a bit swollen. This was Saturday night. Sunday morning, we were heading up, we were heading up to Temple Street.
Nearly there.
No, you're going to go to sleep and then you'll be there. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
It has totally changed my outlook on life and the way that I used to live it compared to the way I do live it. I suppose I was taking life for granted really before Padraig got sick. Like, you know, I was, oh sure, look, it's just another day and everything is good and you know, what could possibly go wrong? When you walk that corridor up to John's ward, that's life-changing.
Yeah.
We met with a neurosurgeon. He was confident. He said that he'd be able to remove all of the tumour. So they did the MRI scan, and that's when they found another tumour, and that was just, I don't know.
Changed then, didn't it? It was
Yeah.
different because it took away that hope again.
Yeah,
you know,
it was
that
gone. Try not to break down, that's it. Just pull yourself together. Try and stay as strong as you can.
anyone will know if you type neuroblastoma into Google search, you get pretty harsh reality back.
Did you get hit?
Yes. You see that giant force field? We can't walk through there.
Oh, right. When we got the news first, when Seamus rang me, it was, I'm getting the call about something else, about somebody else. It can't be true. And on the way up on the train, I was saying, I'm going to wake up and find that, I was dreaming.
The dog probably just thinks.
Padraig had turned 5 in March, so he was 5 years and 2 months, and he started the chemo.
Stop taking pictures! Stop taking a video! I've had multiple operations like bone marrow, more bone marrow, even more bone marrow, and even more. And that's all the operations. Jingle bells, Batman's phone, Robin laid an egg.
I just remember him smiling. I don't think there was much of an understanding. I mean, he would have cried when they were doing things like putting cannulas in.
Are you doing your exercises?
But he smiled a lot through it. He's a smiler. I can see it in Seamus when it's hard.
Proving, yeah.
We were lucky to
Look out for each other too, which is very important.
Padraig was 7, I think, when he was given the all clear. The last scan showed that there was no evidence of disease. And life started to slowly get back to normality. It was great to see him back in playing with his buddies.
8 is 20.
We were just starting the new year and Padraig was going into 3rd class.
Look, we got this too.
And Padraig started to feel a bit sick. Then I started seeing the change in his eye again, and my gut just told me that this is it. We're here again.
Jack, sit up here.
He's had a lot of treatment, I guess, over the last 4.5 years, nearly 5 years. And he's getting sick of it. He's getting sick of it.
Literally.
Yeah.
So they're closed on Monday?
Mondays, yeah, at the moment. So what do you want to eat instead?
Chips.
Skinny chips. When Padraig was diagnosed, it turned our lives upside down. I couldn't work.
Thanks a million. Thank you.
You're down in income. The other income has lessened as well because you're out of work for a period of time.
Insurance was up in the car, Christmas was coming, ESB bills, everything. When Cliona's Foundation did help us out, it was definitely like, look, there are people out there looking out for you, no questions asked whatsoever.
The last thing you want to worry about, financial issues, you know, when you're talking about your child's life. Cliona's Foundation came along and just helped us when we really needed it. They're an amazing family, an amazing foundation. It's great to see such strength in people after such tragedy, and such love, I guess, as well.
I couldn't express in words how proud of him I am. But I do believe, you know, that he is teaching us a lesson as well. In the acceptance of life as it is, rather than we would like it to be.
He's very brave for being able to like get needles and like getting blood out and stuff. Like I wouldn't be able to go through that. I'm very proud of him for it.
He has made me the person that I am right now. To see what he has gone through and how he has dealt with it, just sure that gives you strength alone in yourself, and you feed off that like the same as he would feed off of us.
We're 5 years into it, and I think we've shown that actually you can live like this and very happily. We appreciate every single second and every single day that we have with Padraig and Julia and Jack.
I remember our first scan, we were told we were having twins. So we went back to Cork for another scan just to see how the heartbeats were coming along.
Doctor came in and just said, was it twins you were having? And we said, yeah. And he kind of shook his head and started laughing. No, it's now triplets.
You're having 3 now. Couldn't drive home. Pulled into the petrol station and we sat in the car for about an hour and a half, dumbfounded. I don't think just in a state of shock.
Ruth Russell. Connor Michael Russell. 10.
We're both. We're all 10.
We're all 10. Me, Ruth, and Killian.
I'm the boss. No. Okay.
I'm the boss.
We're fighting over who's the boss, so I'd say Killian's the boss.
Yeah, Killian's the boss.
Because he's been through the most.
Yeah, he's been through the most.
Killian was a bright, bubbly young boy, full of life, great giggler, little troublemaker. He communicated with his eyes. He's the one that taught us that you don't need words to communicate.
Ruth, she's definitely the organiser. Connor is the joker in the pack. And I suppose Killian was a bit of both, really, you know. He loved being the centre of the attention, and he loved nothing better than being out in the green, just watching Connor, whether it was play hurling or football, and just kind of shouting, you know, on the sidelines.
We don't not include him in stuff. Like upstairs we made a den and we still wrote Killian's name on it because we just like to think that he's still here, because I don't really like to think that he's not when he still is. Even though he's not living here with us, he's still with us.
Triplets came 3 months early. We weren't expecting him. I remember ringing the hospital and they just said, get your bag and come down. It was like, what bag? There was no bags, there was nothing packed. 3 of them had collapsed lungs and stuff. Ruth and Connor fought through it pretty well. Killian, unfortunately, didn't come out as good. He had to be resuscitated for 40 minutes, and that resulted in a slight brain injury. So he had cerebral palsy. They were 3 months old when we got them home, and Life changed completely from then. Sleepless nights, everything done in threes. It was like a conveyor belt. They were all feeding properly, meeting their milestones, I suppose. Cillian was a great little feeder, and then the chest infection started. One chest infection, I suppose, was running into another. Ruth and Conor might get a runny nose. Cillian had ended up with pneumonia. So it was to try and keep him safe, but it's still to try and live his little life to the best he could. We never let Cillian's disability affect us as a family. Cillian, look over at Mammy. We lived Cillian's life with him as full as he could, and he had a fun-packed life. Mammy taking your photo. And he loved the feeling of rain on his face. Simple little things. He'd see a puddle and he'd go straight into the puddle and start slapping his legs into the puddle and thinking it was great fun altogether. Then he'd look up at me all innocently as if to say I didn't do it.
Sometimes me and Conor would have little quarrels. We'll have rows. And then Cillian would be sitting in his chair laughing at us. But it was really funny just to look at him and laugh.
That is the hero next door.
Because it was just so kind of heartwarming at the time as well. Just seeing him laugh and not being in hospital, like in pain and stuff.
Every winter there was, from the age of 5, I think he was intubated and sent to ICU in Dublin for a stint of time. Because he was intubated, and he was intubated sometimes for maybe periods of 2 weeks, it damages the lungs. We could see the deterioration happening ourselves. So we were kind of aware that things weren't going in the right direction. Cillian went into hospital on New Year's Eve. He wasn't strong enough this time. I could see his little body weakening. He just started to go asleep and he wasn't able to come out of it. We always said we'd know when the time comes. So it was hard, very hard initially. But we knew what we had to do. We knew we had to do it for him.
We had made him comfortable and got into bed beside him and just kind of switched off all the machines and got him all out of the room, which he'd been so accustomed to, and and all the meds and all the oxygen, and got everything out of the room and just lit in beside him, and a couple of songs on the iPod, and he passed away then about 2:30 in the morning.
I'd say the toughest part of it, though, is not being all together, like the three amigos anymore. But we still
the Musketeers, but okay.
Okay. We're still the three amigos. It's just we're not kind of playing together anymore.
The bills keep coming, they don't, your mortgage keeps coming, the mortgage isn't going to stop because you've got a child in hospital. And any stay with Cillian, progressed to weeks upon weeks, really, so then you're looking for somewhere to stay, there's certain nights where we would have slept in the car.
When Cliona's foundation got involved, it was a lifeline. It was just a relief. For somebody to just hand us a donation to say, listen, there you go, mind yourselves, just look after the little fella, make sure all is okay.
Cliona's foundation is as a result of our daughter Cliona Ring. Cliona died as a result of an inoperable brain tumour in 2006. She had Brenton wrapped around her little finger. She knew it, and so did he.
You go to school, I used to bring her to school in the morning, and we turn up the music, and she'd be roaring up the sunroof in the morning. We'd be singing songs, and I tried to teach her to drive, and even though she marked the back end of it and dented it, I had to get it fixed. Like, I didn't care what she did.
Cliona went for surgery in August 2006. She never recovered from that surgery. She never spoke again to us. So that was tough. Yeah.
We hoped up to the night that she passed away that she'd wake up. We always did.
It wasn't our intention to start a charity and to continue it 15 years later. We just wanted to help families, give them a check, help them with their non-medical expenses.
I believe she was sent to us. There was a purpose for her being here. Would we be doing what we're doing now in Cliona's without her? No.
Cliona's gone a year now. We miss him greatly. Love to see his smile and his face again.
When I think about it, I feel happy and I feel sad. I feel happy that he's not in pain. Like he doesn't have to go to the hospital, and I feel sad because I can't really see him anymore.
He was such a happy lad. Anyone who came in contact with him loved him. A heart of gold, so he had. We miss him terribly. There's a hole just left there.